Good morning, Internet. Welcome back to the incredible paradise. We've got a whole bunch of stuff to go over. So much has happened, and I have a fresh cup of coffee. So this is gonna go great. Over here, this all got started. I don't know if I've ever seen this before, but these two vents are perfectly in sync. 277 of 553, 277 of 553. Next door we see 70.2, 70.2, 79.7. Wait, come back here, 79.7. These are perfectly in sync. That does not happen often. The way the game handles vents, it's actually based on the location on the map. If I were to copy this vent and put it somewhere else, it would have a different eruption time. It just happens that these two positions agree with each other. So let's real quickly go over how this is working. We got 500 degrees 500 degree hydrogen coming out of here. Then travels across these temp shift plates where this steam turbine sucks a bit out, tries to get it down to about 100 something degrees over here. The hydrogen then flows across this door, which pretty much is always going to be closed. I was afraid I might over chill it because so little hydrogen comes out, 355 grams. And so this opens and closes a little bit. That hydrogen then comes across here, transfers chill up to these plates. When this gets above 1500 grams, it gets pumped out. So this never gets above 75 because it is a copper ore gas pump. And this gets up to 4 something kilos, so it doesn't overpressurize the vent. And this is working out quite well. We have our cooling exploit chilling system. This is cooling this block down here. This block down here then uses the cooling exploit of the doors to transfer the chill back up to here. So really this is not getting warmed up here at all, and this is almost going to stop running at some point. So that's the hydrogen side, the cooling exploit side. Up here I have a polluted water cooling loop, because polluted water won't break at 110 degrees, just to make sure the steam instantly condenses so this doesn't overpressurize, because this produces quite a bit more. And then the temp shift plates help transfer the heat out of it, flows across here, over to here. And in order to help keep this pump cool, we've got temp shift plates into blocks, and then hydro sensors set to 200. All in all, working even better than I expected. So we're getting water and hydrogen out. The fact that they are in sequence is hilarious. So that's all the stuff we were doing at the end of the last episode. Then the game developers did an update. Look at this fancy experimental artwork. They have added a new room. I am on the testing branch, so a lot of this is still in development. Stuff will change. There is now a laboratory room. It needs 2 scientific buildings, minimum size of 32, and with that you can build the GeoTuner. The GeoTuner. I'm gonna get that wrong. The GeoTuner ups the output of vents. So if you've analyzed a vent, you can then select it and see the hydrogen vent. Oh, I gotta click over here. The hydrogen vent, if you have abyssalite, you can then get plus 71 grams a second of hydrogen and plus 15 degrees in temperature. For the cool steam vent, if you have bleachstone, you get plus 20 degrees and plus another kilo. That plus 20 degrees puts it up into steam turbine range, which is kind of nice. It does some other stuff with some experimentation needs, so I'm not entirely sure how it all works. But I'm guessing they delivered the abyssalite, and then they can come do some experiments. So brand new building. They've added a couple other things. One effect of this is it changed the research, which broke my research queue mod, which is fine. I'm almost at the top level. What I've been doing is just going down the list. In fact, I've only got a few more. Doing all the base level research because I don't have any data banks. So my researchers will come, do that, I'll move on to the next one. let's come over here to the food. I decided another cooling exploit, because if you're going to exploit, you might as well. So in this case, I am sucking heat directly out of here. The way this exploit is supposed to work is once you cool this block down to a temperature, you want to suck temperature out of this side, and this temperature doesn't change. But in order to make the piping slightly easier, and because I have active cooling on it, I'm not that worried. So we've got a hydrogen loop running through my sleet wheat farm that is slowly dragging the temperature down. You can see we're up to this plant. It is just about to flip. Ooh, these already are. These still need to go. This is just very slowly cooling down, which is perfectly fine. Once this gets all down to temperature, then it will all just stay there and this will hardly run. And because this was nice and over here already, I'm using it to cool my Drecos, because Drecos come out hot. So just a temperature sensor and a door to cool down the room. My Dreco ranch has absolutely exploded. We've got all sorts of fun stuff going on. What are we up to plastic and stuff-wise? Plastic, we're up to 12 tons of plastic. And 57 reed fiber. Awesome. And yeah, we now have an actual source of water. It's not a huge amount. I'm still debating whether or not I want to melt this area. I think that's best. I just don't want to lose all of this ice. And now that we've got hydrogen, we can run some power, and we have a couple of nullifiers. In fact, I'm going to demolish this one, and we'll use that one for base cooling. Hydrogen-wise, we're up to 35 kilos in this room, which is a huge amount. You can see my water tank is dropping, which is a bit worrisome. In fact, let's put another one of these over there, just in case, as we're working on getting all this ice melted. But that's snow, so let's dig. Yeah, I want to get a temperizer in here. And because I've got extra hydrogen, I'll toss a hydrogen generator down here to run it, and then we'll start melting everything. While they're building that, food-wise, we've got a bunch of meat. I don't have a cook station yet. I should probably build one of those. And food storage, now that we got cooling and hydrogen. Actually, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off eating bristleberry and berry sludge. We'll let the berry sludge numbers come up as we start getting more and more bristle blossoms. I might need more of these growing. I did rebuild this and move it up a tile and got my pip to replant it. Got just about all these growing. But we don't have any sleet wheat. Is that what we're waiting on? No, we've got sleet wheat. We're waiting. What does berry sludge need? 5. Yeah, so we are low on sleet wheat. That's alright, we'll grab some from in here. So we start digging up all of the solids. And if you are below, say, 15. I probably have a lot more ice. Oh, they changed this too. Yeah, this is part of the update. Now, materials are vertical as opposed to horizontal. Remember, you used to have to slide way over to the right. I saw that in the update and completely forgot about it. Oh, actually what I can do is I can use... Is this actually ice? Yes. Yeah, so let's just make a whole bunch of... ice temp shift plates over here. And if they dump any ice in here, who cares? And then I'm slowly building this up to dump all the carbon dioxide over to that side. Yeah, I'll do the same thing over here. I kind of like that it's vertical, but it's definitely going to take a while to get used to. Let's get all the polluted ice over to this side. Oh, my dupes did the experimentation. This is now producing 426 grams a second. So how long does that last? Oh, it's a percentage. So yeah, you can see the data remaining coming down. So I guess while it's erupting, FP41 minus 3. Don't know what that means. Again, testing branch in development. How are my dupes doing research-wise? Oh, we've got just the advanced research to go. I just thought I'd point that out, that it's a percentage thing that after they do the experimentation, this then runs, and this produces more temperature, wherever it is, 515 degrees, so this runs a little bit more, not that it matters. But yeah, this whole thing is working out. This water is a bit warm, but again, I'm building a whole bunch of temp shift plates at ice. And looking at it, all this is quite warm. I'm going to extend this cooling loop. I don't think this place needs a whole lot of cooling. I mean, there are wheezeworts up here. Sure I'm going the right way? Yes. But if I got free cooling, I might as well make use of it. Well, this step is done. We've got the tepidizer with enough liquid in it. I'd like to get some ice or snow to melt, just so I get a layer of water on top to stop it outgassing. And that's going to take a while to heat up. Alright, we set to 15. Let's go to 25. And maybe just 20. And that will melt this bit of snow and hopefully start transmitting the heat. We'll get the rest of the polluted ice in there. And we're starting to get work on this. Right now I haven't moved on to the next research because I want to get this done so my dupes don't get shot. Oh, that loop is now full. What do we got in the pod? Ooh, more bristleberry. Yep. Oh, we melted a bunch of stuff over here while I wasn't looking. Alright, so that layer of water is just key for stopping all the polluted water from outgassing and making a mess. Looks like that snow's about to melt. What I want to do is I want to melt a big chunk of this so that I can reorganize my base a bit. In fact, I can come over this way, another tile. Then I can start to put my base in this area. These can go away. Deconstruct buildings. Yeah, I'm going to end up with Sweetles and grubs all over the place. That's fine. I just want to get the suit docks out of here and make a good centralized base for them. And probably just seal off the top and redo it that way. Anyway, now that we're at cycle 160, you just got to kind of do that reorganization stuff, make the base a bit better. I don't want to find any more data banks until I'm ready to go back to the stuff I actually want to research. Yeah, otherwise this stuff is all working out great. And hopefully now that you're touching, we can start transmitting some heat around. I mean, all this is just about at the melting point. And there's a magma volcano in there I want to get to eventually. I just noticed something. All of my hats are gone. That was part of the update. That they're doing something with hat and design. So what are you? You are my rocket pilot. So I got to go through and redo all their hats. Hopefully that'll get their hats back on. Yeah, see? You can do designs of hats. Improve carrying. There we go. Now you're getting a hat back. Now you do the hats up here and down here. I guess there are hat designs. Anyway. Exosuit wearing? Yeah, see, as soon as I do that, their hat reappears. All right, I just got to go through all that. Again, game update. In order to make the design better, you can now select, I think there are different types of hats you can make. We will find out. Oh, now I got the whole hat thing figured out. This cooling loop is not up to task. So, I think I want to put in a polluted water loop. We're just trying to go for all the free cooling I can. So yeah, we've made a whole bunch of copper. Let's just make... I don't know how much heat that new thing develops. Actually, I want to come through this way. Suppose I can put in another door. Anyway, let me think about it. I bet if I just run some pipe through here, I can get some free cooling out of it. Something's broken about the hats. All their hats came off again. So, anyway. I'm sure the next testing branch update will fix the hats. Like, some of them keep their hats, other ones, they just disappear. But I can take this pipe that I used to fill up that loop, and should be able to bring it back up from here, where I got plenty of polluted water. I mean, not really polluted as much as from the bathrooms, but you know what I mean. There we go. Now we get polluted water coming through. If it gets below 25, then the door is open. If it gets above 25, the door closes and cools it down. As soon as the door closes, it immediately sucks heat out of here. And that should help regulate everything nicely. Alright, with that done, I just got to get all of this dug up so I can start moving the base. Actually, I mean, the base is kind of good right here. I just got to move the suit docks. That's what I'm going to do. So over here, put in the suit docks. No, because they still got to dig. I got to think about it. Like, I want to get them in suits, but I want them to be in suits over here as well. I've built everything all nice and centralized. Alright, if I have them in suits go that way. Yeah, then they'll deal in this area without suits. Alright, let's do it like this. Put a block here. Actually, I want a transportation tube. Somewhere like that. If they come up through here and exit that way to get in suits, and then come across the top. That's the idea. I think this will work out quite well. It's going to take a while to fill up all of these suit docks, but then I can dump all these suits, pick them all up in here, and then use sweepers to autofill them. And then I'll have to move my exosuit forge to someplace more useful. That way I can repair suits inside. Much better plan to have a nice centralized base. Right now, I'm thinking if I go and grab some of these Sweetles and Grubs and toss them in here, I can probably make some individual rooms. And maybe they'll help these plants grow. I mean, we got them. Might as well use them for something. That would have been bad. I forgot to disable these, so yeah, my dupes might be stuck in here until they disable them. But eventually someone will get around to turning those off so my dupes can get through, and then I can move the suits. I still haven't updated that where you can just run it, so 2 Atmos suit. There, that'll get my dupes to deliver any extra suits. Let's deconstruct you and move you. And then I will finally have a good base where my dupes will be in suits. Alright, now these guys should come start dropping off suits. The auto sweeper should pick them up. And when I pop these, it's going to create just a big gas explosion, and there's not much that can be done about it. All this gas piping, I can get cleaned up. It's only like 7 kilos of oxygen pressure. It's a bit much. But we'll let them run around for a bit until these docks are actually full of gas, then I'll enable them. I'm just wondering how many more suits do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so let's make 6 more. And the other thing I want is storage bin to put all my reed fiber in. I forgot that that grub rub is a plus 50% to growth speed. Sweeto tending is plus 5. So I want to see if I can grow more grubs. What do you need for grub eggs? Okay. So I need to make a ranch for my Sweetles to tend the spindly grub fruit, which I've got plenty of. And that'll probably end up being right there. And you, industrial ingredient, reed fiber. Ah, this is already starting to look like a much better base. Pretty soon I will have everyone in suits and I can start to go up to the top and get out of here. Alright, we have enough oxygen in here. Let's get these enabled. Priority duties. Now we just gotta get everyone actually in suits. These are all set to vacancy only. I really hate that these are backwards. That this one says always and that this says vacancy. I wish this button and that status would be the same. Alright, and that should be the last dupe outside that wasn't wearing a suit. And with that, I can start coming up. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, but I'm betting I can get up into here. I'm just surprised all this hasn't melted yet. It's all really hot. I'm just looking at this, and I think what I have to do is come this way, and then come back that way, and just slowly work my way up. When it comes to dealing with magma, especially magma on top of your base, slow and steady seems to be a great concept. And like this air might get really hot, but we've got active cooling running near it, so I shouldn't worry about it hitting the rest of my base, as long as none of it falls down here. And then we'll slowly work our way over to here, pick up that data bank, because research-wise I have done just about all of it, and then I can do the bits I actually want to use data banks on till I can get up to space and get more. But looking at the time, things definitely get interesting and time moves pretty quick. So thank you all very much for watching. Thanks to all the great response to this playthrough so far. I think the flipped asteroid is just a great fun place to start. Thank you to the developers. So we've got a new room and new stuff to do. I'm sure they'll fix the hat problem soon. And yeah, I hope you all just have a wonderful day. And I apparently need more coal. I think it's about time I built some proper power. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time.